Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Kim. This is channel Messages. I hope you're having a good week so far. It's Tuesday. I hope you are dealing with any stressors you have. I hope you are laying low of the news. It's important to be informed, but it's also important to be mindful of how it's making you feel. If it's not making you feel the greatest, take a break from it, okay? All right. I'm doing okay. I mean, didn't get the greatest sleep that I wanted to, but I'm all right. I'm doing all right. Today is a strange feeling day, though. The energy feels it feels a little off. Not necessarily in a bad way, but not in the greatest way either. Okay? Lots going on. Robert Redford died. He was 89. There's lots going on in the world. Pray for the people of Palestine. Terrible stuff there. Terrible stuff. Terrible. But, let's pray for them. Let's pray for those who are suffering. Let's pray for those who don't feel safe. Let's pray for ourselves, our humanity, just everything. It's a lot. So anyway, everything I say here is for entertainment purposes only. Everything I say here is for informational purposes only. Everything I say here is alleged. I'm going to jump right in. I don't know if I'm doing long form videos anymore. Maybe once a week I'll do, but not that I don't have the time, but there's a number of reasons. A lot of y'all don't watch my full video anyway, which is fine. If y'all want to skip around, some of y'all, I know some of y'all don't watch the full video because y'all ask me questions in the Q&As where things I've talked about like a lot of times, which is fine. I'll still answer that, but I just feel like I'll just do shorter videos. Some of the things may not be as in depth. I love going in depth, but I'll just keep it. I'll make the messages as clear as I can. Okay, I'm testing this out. I'll see how it goes. But let's get to it. So, a lot of you have been asking me to channel the Founding Fathers, and I don't want to. I don't want to. We're low key. Anyway, I feel as though for some of them that's why we're in this mess, but that's a whole other video and a whole other conversation. I do actually, first of all, I have channeled George Washington before in the past, so you could search in my videos, in my channel messages, they're there. I did channel him. It's not to say I won't ever again, but I'm not energetically right there. I'm not there. But I did channel Harriet Tubman. I did not channel her, obviously, recording. I channeled her. Just was doing a lot of deep meditation yesterday, to the point where 4 hours passed, and I was very surprised. I wasn't just sitting there like with my eyes closed. I was doing work, but I had meditation music on my headphones. Anyway, I was channeling her. We had a brief conversation, but I do want to channel Ben Franklin. I channeled him before. I really enjoyed talking to him. It was like talking to a grandpa. I did enjoy talking to him. He he became an abolitionist, which is, I appreciate that. But anyway, I'm just gonna jump right in. So let me talk about my conversation I had with Harriet Tubman. Let me just pull up the documents, because I was documenting her messages and my questions. Harriet Tubman, so fierce. She was so fierce, and the energy I feel inside lately has been very much, I feel, on the same wavelength as her. Alright, so where is it? Document. Okay. Alright, so I channeled her, and she said, it's been a long time. And she said she's been waiting for me. She said, I've been waiting for you, child. And the first thing I said to her, I said, given we are in this situation, meaning, we're in this deep, the violence, the terror, the fear. I said, this is not new when you look at the core of America and how it was built. It was built off those things, It's supposed to be different, it's supposed to change, but this sort of energy remains as the underbelly. Also, not the underbelly, it's just in our face. But I asked her, what are we doing wrong? And she said, what you are doing wrong is nothing. Things always fall into what they fall into. Things always fall into what they fall into. You can't change a man from harming others. Is the long part of the story. Or she said it, but she meant story. She said it's the long part of it, but she meant the story. She said what you can do is fight like you've never fought before. If you want your lives back, you have to take it. There's no other way. And I said, yeah. She was reading me a little bit. Just a little tiny bit. I asked her, what do you see happening to us and for us? Because I do sense that she has her own gifts. She said, y'all gonna have to fight. It's the same old story, but with different people. Stop carrying on and demand what y'all need. Y'all will get to it. Y'all gonna see when you need to. It's not time yet. And so I asked her to show me, and she showed me again she showed me the same things. Millions of people marching. But this time it was a little different. I saw people wearing white caps, like white hats. Millions of people marching in the street. And I knew what it meant. She's shown me that before. That's not anything new, and the message is clear, obviously, that it has to be us. So I asked her, when will we know it's time? She started to speak in riddles. And I said, I've said, please, no. I said, no, Miss Harriet, please. I literally stopped her. I said, I don't want riddles. I said it respectfully. And she really did start to speak metaphorically and in riddles. And I'm to a point where I need frankness. I need directness. I don't want to, listen, I love poetic speaking. I don't know what that was. I love poetic speaking. I love metaphors, but I'm past that at this point. I'm tired. And I said, please, no, and so she said, when that man is gone, talking about Donald Trump, she said, you'll know it's time. And then she said to me, you already have the answers. You don't have to ask me this. And it's nice to be reassured. It's nice to, I don't think I have the answers all the time. Most of the time. Yet people keep telling me that I do. I guess I do. I said, things are worse. Will we get okay? She said, y'all will be okay. I told you long ago, there's some harsh lessons and good lessons. And that was the end of our conversation. And I was seeking not necessarily answers. I was seeking comfort. I was seeking affirmation. And not understanding either. I understand. But more so of trying to see what is the turning point here for us. Because things are worse. Now, do I think we are in a full-blown dictatorship? No. Do I think that would happen? Energy says no. I did do a reading on it. What would reign supreme? I do believe that no. It's very complex. But the energy is there. You know what I mean? It's like, we're sort of in that space of a dictatorship. Keeps getting more executive power, so I saw something, and it wasn't conjecture, but it was just like, we're in a dictatorship, folks, buckle up. And it's like, technically we're not, but I could see the slippery slope and how easy the traits are. Certainly there. The traits are there, I could see how easy it could happen and has happened. And so you have to say it. You have to say it, because that's what happened so many other times where people didn't say it and they ignored it, or they say, no, that can't happen. You have to, you got to be prepared for that. Because yeah. But again, you look at human history and you think of humans, and not a lot of people are afraid of Trump except for the people who know him. The people close to him. People aren't afraid of Trump. The people. Short indicator. So I'm going to invoke Ben Franklin. Okay. Y'all know who Ben Franklin is, right? I really liked him. I like his energy. All right. Spirit of Benjamin Franklin, wise inventor, words. Wise inventor, statesman, and seeker of truth. I call upon your presence. I could feel him coming in already. He's amused. With respect and openness. Guide my thoughts with your clarity. Inspire my words with your wit. And he was witty the last time and wisdom. And illuminate my path with the spark of your insight. I invite you to speak through me. For the highest good in truth and in light, so be it. Okay, I could feel him. He's very amused with that. Invocation? I don't know what I'm asking him. He said, "Hi, Kimberly, I remember you." Okay. He's saying to me, you have questions. And he said, he's telling me what I can ask him. And he said, you can ask me what I see for the future. Okay. What do you see for the future? He said, no, listen, I don't like riddles either. I hope you understand that, but I'll repeat what you said. I don't like riddles right now. He said, I see a great sun rising, illuminating a path to least resistance. He said, yes, I did forget that. He said, you forgot what I said about truth. Illuminating the path of least resistance and a path to truth. Okay, so what does that mean? He said, yes, exactly. So what does that mean? He said it means you all will have to help in doing this. He said there's an attack on science, he's saying. There's an attack on sovereignty. He said there is an attack, making me a little bit. He said there is an attack on an entire state of existence. You all have to be focused on that fact. He said times are hard and they will get harder. He said, but he's doing this, but he's doing this a lot. But no, it will lead to the path of least resistance. Change is coming. He said everyone will be shocked. Why shocked? Why will everyone be shocked? He said the answer is in the White House. He said, first he was saying he was trying to show me something. He was quiet for a moment, and then he was trying to show me something that felt, quite honestly, a little dangerous. But the picture wasn't clear enough for me to fully, I just felt the energy, danger, not for us. But he said the answer is in the White House. What do you mean by that? He said, well, Kimberly, I cannot answer that, but your president can. What can he answer? You will see. He said, you will see. Or you'll see. Something to that effect. He said, you will see. He keeps saying, I keep hearing the word observer. I feel like he's talking about himself. He had a quote, observe all men, thyself most. Showing he valued not only watching the world, but also self-observation and reflection. He said, yes, I did say that. He was an observer. Okay. He's telling me to ask him about this. Observing. What am I asking? He's saying you could ask me. This is insane that I'm doing this. It's fascinating. He's saying, as an observer of history, so speaking of himself, what do I see? As he's telling me to ask him that. As an observer of history, what do you see for us? He's saying man will have to reflect. He said the United States is in peril. He's saying, I see things changing. First he said a great change will come. He said, I see things changing for only if you will it. Only if you... He's saying if we are willing for the change to happen. He said, yes, it is the will of the people. It is always the will of the people, though they have to be aware of what change they're asking for. He's saying the country has changed. It is nothing like it was. He's recognizing that. He said this before, I think to me before. He's saying there was bloodshed and there was a lot of violence to get to where they were at that time, to get to some freedom, you know. He said not for all. He's acknowledging. He said it's very clever how they still try to keep people oppressed. He's saying that will change. He said that will change as the generations change. Now he wants me to ask him about science and technology. And I wanna he said there's an abuse of power there. He said it's too many, now he's just sort of, he's not ranting, but he's saying there's too many, too much nonsense. Too much nonsense, not enough common sense. He said they don't invent things to make things better. They just do it for money. Science has changed human psychology. It's made it better. Some aspects, not better. People always sort of had a problem with science, though. Will people put their trust back in science? He said, oh yes, they always do when they're burning. Yeesh. He's saying things will change. It will take the right person. There's always the right person to help things move along. It's getting serious now. He said this is very intelligent. He said there's something in the energy of America where bad things happen. It doesn't sustain itself because there's so many differences. Human differences, like culture, for that will be more sustainable than. I asked him about, a dictatorship, but he's not saying it's impossible, but he's saying there's energy. There's too many people. There's too many not that there's too many, but there's a lot of differences. At the end of the day, we're all human, yes, but we're also very different and unique from each other. And this is what he's saying. I really like that philosophy. Different cultures, different walks of life, different experiences. It isn't to say it can't happen, but he's tying in science and technology. While people are misinformed, and also there are a lot of uneducated people too. He's saying it's too hard to do something like that here. Not impossible, but it won't sustain. He's acknowledging, yes, you could do it through the law. You could do it through circumventing the law, but he's saying there will come a time where you'll have that one person, that leader, and he said you'll find that person if you haven't already. He said you already have. Okay. All right. That's it. I'm gonna end here. Those were your channel messages, guys. I hope they resonated. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you again soon. I'm gonna pull some cards, maybe tomorrow. Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. All right, guys, I will see you. Bye.